Hey everyone, it is late April 2023 in the Maine Northwoods. This year it appears like winter is lasting a little bit longer than normal. Last winter, or last April I should say, I came up here and it was like the middle of the month. I had to pay to come in here because the Maine Northwoods charges anyone who wants to drive on the logging roads after a certain date. That date is usually determined by the weather. You see, a lot of their checkpoints and the places the employees live at have above ground plumbing. So typically, they don't open until the weather is always above freezing at night. This year, we're still getting some deep freezes, and it's about to be May. So last year they opened up the middle of the month, and this month it looks like they're gonna wait all the way until Memorial Day, it looks like. Boom. This is one of the worst roads. I thought it might be nice to show this at night because you can see the headlights bouncing up and down when I go over the big bumps. I hit one back there, it was so bad, I had to actually go and make sure everything was okay on the car. I hit those two Frosties, one after another, and they were hard. It rocked the car and threw things around. Sometimes you just can't see it because of the road, there's dry spots, wet spots, weird shadows. You hear all that banging around. That's not from that. I'm pretty sure that I just totaled a shock. But I don't really care. That's why I have a little bit more bounciness. That shock is done for right now. I'll get it replaced at some point. This has a good amount of potholes on it, huh? Not by far the worst I've seen. Where is the moon? That's what I'm looking for. Earlier I could see the moon. It was like this really slight sliver. Why does dehydrated food to me always taste the same, no matter what the fruit is? Today I just bought a container of dehydrated kiwi, thinking it might be good. It would be really good, I bet, if it was like freeze-dried kiwi, but it doesn't taste like anything. It all tastes the same to me, dehydrated fruits. Boom, boom. That was a harder one than I expected to hit. Oh, you know, there was a spot tonight that I almost got stuck. And you know, something that always causes problems for me. Okay, so this car has traction control and there's a button I can shut it off, right? How come I can't shut it off if I'm traveling more than 30 miles an hour? Sometimes you gotta gun it really fast to get through some of these mud holes. And it's such a big inconvenience. Like, there was a mud hole I almost got stuck in today because this area, I guess they're running tractor trailers. A lot of spots they've stopped from here because the roads are too soft. I had to go through some gigantic ruts from the big rigs. And I almost got stuck in them because this stupid traction control decided to stop my car. I don't think we're gonna see any moose today with that really loose, broken shock. We're scaring everything away before we even come up upon it. Boom, ba-boom. So today I am actually in an unfamiliar area. I'm exploring a new part of the Maine woods. The area I usually go in, I know every road by heart, don't need a map. Here, I have no idea where I'm going, but I have a good memory. I know exactly how I came in here. I also have all the Google Maps downloaded in case, but don't trust Google Maps. Like, I have Google Maps on right now, but I'm not really trusting it. It'll try to send you down roads that are unrecognizable. You're like, you even go in the woods and can't even tell where a road used to be. It's like, well, is this even impossible that there was ever a road here. Don't trust Google when you're off-road. It doesn't know what it's talking about. Most of the time, it sends you down the most dangerous roads. Driving off-road like this is most dangerous during mud season, like right now. There's little sinkholes that open up out of nowhere. You gotta be careful. Sometimes there's big crevices that just open up and, like, I've come across a few giant cracks going across the road today. It looks like you're in an earthquake zone, you know, big cracks like open up in the roads of California and stuff. That's what happens when the frozen roads start defrosting. It starts shrinking and it leaves giant cracks everywhere and voids. I've never seen one big enough where I was like afraid to drive over it, but they've been a few inches wide. They're usually only a couple inches deep because they've already filled in with sediment and stuff. People driving over it, water filled them in really fast. But every now and then you get one in a well-drained area. You can look right down the crack, like a good foot. This section of road is actually pretty good. These roads, they're always going to be in bad condition this time of year. But that's what makes it fun. It's fun to drive on bad roads. But you come out here in the summertime, some of these roads you can even comfortably drive 60 miles an hour. They're so smooth once they grade them out and they become packed back down. But I'd rather drive this than a dust storm in the summer. I don't like dust storms. It finds its way into every little crack in the car. Everything has a coating of dirt on it. You feel filthy, especially if you're sweating being in that. So one time it was hard to breathe. There was so much dust, so many vehicles going by me, dust storms. Like one time, okay, so I don't even change the filters in the car often because there's dirty the next week. So one time I waited like all summer. I didn't notice any MPG drop. Even after I replaced it, I didn't even notice an MPG gain or anything from having a filthy engine filter. But as soon as I had the engine and cabin filter replaced, you know what I did notice? Air conditioner worked so much better. It was so bogged down, barely getting any current through it. I was like, wow, I didn't know my car blew air this fast. We haven't hit a big hole in a while. I actually started the camera just because there was some pretty interesting things I was driving through back there. This part of the road is actually becoming pretty good, but that's how the road tricks you this time of year. You'll start gaining speed, like right now I just went over a frosty, but thankfully it wasn't a very abrupt one. See, the road goes from being good to bad very fast. High beam doesn't even make a difference. See, you can barely see what I'm doing, right? But it made a big difference. I got out of the car and poured some water on the headlights and wiped them off with a paper towel. That made a huge difference. Mud splashing up on them. Huge difference. Before I did that, it looked like I had the old-fashioned, you know, those yellowish lights older cars have. I don't have LED lights or anything. These are halogen, but I must have been blocking almost half of it. The mud. One thing that is starting to piss me off in the main Northwoods is somebody has been going around putting graffiti on all the signs. Like there's all this graffiti on all the street signs, like important signs that you're supposed to be reading. Like someone wrote on one of them, "Thank you, Jesus." One of them said, "Thank God," and they're all like religious things people are writing on them. And one of them said something Josh in all these red letters, and I've seen that to at least half a dozen signs on this road tonight. It's really annoying seeing graffiti like that out in the middle of nowhere. Because usually the only vandalism you see out in the country are a few bullet holes through the signs. There's never been graffiti out here before, except what I just saw in the past couple days. Did you happen to see that street sign to the right of the road? They've raised the road up so much but never fixed the sign. It was like, I don't know if you saw that or not. This road, they have dump trucked in so much stuff to raise it up so it wouldn't be as muddy, but they left the street sign down in the woods and you don't even notice it anymore. The graffiti guy didn't notice it either. Road's becoming pretty smooth now. I'm almost doing 40. But then comes a giant frost heave and big abrupt. Well, I gotta be wary of that.